Great way to start the tournament, against a very good opponent in Virginia Tech, very athletic offense, good team, very well coached. Coach Chef's one of the best in the business, and so to be able to come out and get the quality start we got from Aiden and play the defense we played and get the timely hits, the 4 2-out RBIs by Dom Listy, and just the relief pitching after Aiden, it was just a recipe for a good day for us against a quality club in Virginia Tech. So great way to start it, taking it one day at a time. That's why we pitched Aiden today, and just ready to go. We'll be ready to go tomorrow as well.
Questions? Brett Renfro dealing kind of on the opposite side, that sort of take me through that first at bat, and then it's still pretty tight. It's 3-1. They're kind of trading blows, and you get that second big hit. What do you kind of see from him to have that success?
I think it just boils down to being ready to hit in certain situations, knowing yourself as a player, and sticking to the approach that we kind of have from our coaching staff, and just doing your best to execute that. I thought 1 through 9 today, we did a very, very good job at the plate, just being relentless, and even when we had a bad at bat, the next person was ready to pick us up there.
Yeah, and then Aiden, give up that home run to the first bat of the game. Obviously not how you want to start a game, but you responded, incredibly, and your team picks you back up. Can you take me through, sort of your mindset to just flush that away and start stringing together zeros, and then what it meant to, have the offense immediately go out and give you the lead?
Yeah, whenever you face any adversity, it's always good to just, flush it and just move on. You can't really get stuck on what happens before. It's always about the next pitch. So, home run, flush it, worry about the next pitch, and just keep going pitch by pitch every inning.
And what was working for you today, and how much experience do you have with pitching on short rest? This is 2 weeks in a row for you now.
Just having one short day of rest we've probably done that about 4 times this year, so just slowly getting used to it. And, I thought I commanded the fastball early in the game, and then started to get the changeup going the way I wanted it to move around the 4th and 5th inning. So that definitely helped a lot.
Aiden, just to follow up on that, what kind of stuff was working today that you kind of relied on to keep him at bay after that first home run?
Just staying, just keep throwing everything. The changeup wasn't working at first, but like I said, it started to figure out in the later innings, and then fastball command was where I wanted it to be early on.
Dominic, what do you remember about that, your first at-bat with the home run? How did that unfold from your point of view?
Like I said earlier, it was just being ready to hit with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. We have game goals as a team, and one of them is 2-out RBIs, so it's just a good spot right there to be ready to execute that and give my team a chance.
Dom, you and Cam kind of had your struggles at the beginning of the season, but have lately turned it on, especially today. How big is that for you guys to build back your confidence and moving on in the tournament and regionals?
There's no secret we hit a little bit of a rough patch there as a team, but I think last weekend against Pitt and then just continuing to roll it over, I think, like I said, 1 through 9, I truly believe that we're all kind of just relentless and ruthless at the plate right now, and I think it's going to show dividends in the future for what Clemson baseball is going to do here.
Pass it down here.
Coach, twice during the series against Duke, after game 2, after game 3, you insisted that when this team turned it around, it was going to be explosive. What made you so confident that would take place?
The confidence comes from the players themselves, the personalities, the kids. They're about all the right things. As you guys know, in Clemson, they're very active in the community. They keep setting GPA records academically. They just do all the right things. And so the game of baseball has its ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and peaks and valleys. And, like Dom said, we hit a 3-week rough patch there. But it was, we were a pitch here and a play there from, winning the Florida State series. Whatever the reason was, we were down on the mat, but I knew with this group and the kids that we've got, when they got back up, they were going to get back up stronger than they've ever been before. And then we saw that in the Pitt series. That was as best as we've played all season. Aiden setting the tone with a no-hitter. But then that game 2 was the most balanced attack of any game we had played all year. Dom mentioned game goals. That was the most we got all season. So it just feels like we needed to go through that rough patch. We had won 7 conference weekends in a row. We'd run every weekend in a row the whole season. So going through that ended up making us stronger. And there's a lot of confidence within this group right now, but it always boils down to the players that we got, the leaders that we have, and just the way they go about their business in everything they do.
And, talking about players, Cam, in that first inning, the ability to somehow get his foot in there. Can you talk me through what you saw from, your point of view and what that kind of meant, setting the tone for, you tie it and then you end up taking the lead for good?
What I saw is that, we have a little superhero that can do things that nobody else can do, and that's probably one of the things that he can do and no one else can do. I don't know how he did that. He was out by 20 feet, and somehow he gets his foot in there before the tag.
Anybody else?
Can you talk some about the significance of you didn't use Malstead today. Your pitching kind of lined up. Obviously, Aiden gives you length. What does that kind of mean in a tournament format like this?
It certainly helps. Especially with the approach that we're taking. A single elimination tournament. You're not saving anyone anyways. So, Malstead was ready. He was warming up at times today, and he would have gone in had the game called for it. But when you get your start, anytime you get tournament format and you have a starter that can give you a quality start and go 6 innings, it's obviously huge to shrink the game, especially with the relievers that we have at the end that can also shorten the game from the back. But we're set up well. But tomorrow is, we're going to play tomorrow like it's the only game of the tournament we're playing. We went in today like it was the only game we're playing. We're going to sell out and do whatever we have to do to come out on top, and just keep that mindset and just apply that every single day. But tomorrow will be the same. We'll just sell out to do whatever we have to do tomorrow, and we'll worry about after that.
Guys, thank you. Appreciate it.